The Irish Famine, also known as the Great Famine or the Great Hunger, Gorta Mor in Irish language, occurred between 1845 and 1852 and was one of the most devastating events in Irish history. It was primarily caused by a potato blight which destroyed the staple crop of the Irish peasantry, leading to widespread starvation and disease. At the time, a large proportion of Ireland's population was heavily dependent on potatoes for sustenance. The famine resulted in the deaths of approximately 1 million people and forced another million to emigrate, leading to a lasting impact on Ireland's demographics and economy. The British government's response to the crisis has been widely criticised as inadequate and influenced by political, religious and economic ideologies, including laissez-faire capitalism and a reluctance to intervene into the market. The famine exposed deep social and political inequalities between Ireland and Britain and became a major turning point in Irish history, fueling nationalist movements and shaping Irish identity for generations. In the mid-19th century, Ireland was in crisis. The potato crop, its lifeline, had failed. Hunger, poverty and disease spread across the land. For thousands, there was only one choice left: to leave. Enter the Dunbrody, a cargo ship turned emigrant vessel. Owned by the enterprising Graves family, she was hastily fitted with wooden bunks to meet a desperate new demand, carrying souls across the Atlantic, from famine to what they hoped would be freedom. But regulation was flimsy at best. Ships the size of the Dunbrody were legally allowed to carry up to 300 passengers. In 1847, at the height of the famine, she carried 313. Most were tenant farmers from Wicklow and Portlaoise, their homes lost, their future uncertain. Ticket prices mirrored the era's stark inequality. First-class cabin passengers paid £5 to £8 travelled with meals and basic comforts, but steerage passengers paying as little as £3 often had to survive the journey with their own provisions, if they had any at all. By 1847, the crisis had deepened. 40 ships crowded outside Quebec's quarantine station at Grosse Island. The Dunbrody, one of them, was held offshore for 5 days, waiting while death and disease swept through the floating fleet. Yet, unlike many others, the Dunbrody's death toll was remarkably low. The reason? Her captains, Baldwin and later John W. Williams, were known for their compassion and discipline. In letters home, emigrants praised their care. They weren't just ferrying people, they were protecting them. The Dunbrody sailed for decades, but in 1874, under new ownership, she ran aground near Quebec after a captain ignored local advice. She was salvaged, but fate wasn't done. In 1875, a gale smashed her onto the Labrador coast, her hull crushed beneath a cargo of timber. This time there was no rescue. The Dunbrody was left to rot, a broken vessel forgotten by time. But today she is remembered, not just as a ship, but as a symbol of loss, of courage, of the millions who sailed towards the unknown and the few who helped them along the way. If you like what you've seen today in this video, feel free to click on the link in the description, and why not pay a visit to the Dunbrody famine ship experience. It's brilliant. I must highly recommend it. If you're ever in Ireland, make sure you make yourselves known down there and go and enjoy and learn a very important piece of history. And if you like what you see on the channel, don't forget, please like, comment and subscribe. Get these places out there and get history learned. Thanks a lot now. See you soon. Bye.